Seth Rollins just crossed a line that even Roman Reigns wouldn't dare cross. What happened backstage at Crown Jewel has the entire WWE locker room walking on eggshells, and Paul Heyman might never recover from what the visionary just unleashed on him. This isn't your typical backstage drama, folks. This is career-ending territory, and the fallout is about to shake WWE to its absolute core. The footage that leaked from Crown Jewel shows Seth Rollins absolutely losing it on Paul Heyman in a way we've never seen before. We're talking veins popping, voices echoing through hallways, and superstars literally backing away because they knew something nuclear was about to explode. And you know what the worst part is? WWE tried to bury this. They tried to keep it quiet. But the truth always comes out, and what we discovered is absolutely insane. Here's what nobody's talking about. This wasn't just about one moment. This was years of tension, manipulation, and broken trust finally reaching its breaking point. Seth Rollins has been sitting on this rage, and Paul Heyman finally pushed the wrong button at the wrong time. The question everyone's asking now is simple: can their working relationship ever be salvaged, or did Seth just burn a bridge that can never be rebuilt? Before we dive deeper into this absolute chaos, we have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Let me paint you the complete picture of what went down. According to multiple sources backstage, Seth Rollins was already on edge before his Crown Jewel match. He'd been dealing with nagging injuries, pressure from management, and the constant mind games that come with being in the main event scene. But when Paul Heyman allegedly made comments about Seth's leadership abilities compared to Roman Reigns, something inside the architect snapped. Eyewitnesses say Rollins confronted Heyman near the gorilla position, and what started as a heated conversation quickly escalated into an all-out verbal assault. Seth reportedly got inches from Heyman's face and unleashed years of frustration about the Bloodline's booking, about favoritism, and about how Heyman has allegedly manipulated storylines to benefit Roman at everyone else's expense. The words Seth used were so intense that even veteran wrestlers were shocked. One locker room insider told us that Rollins brought up specific moments from the past 5 years, calling out Heyman for backstage politics that allegedly cost other superstars opportunities. He mentioned how the Bloodline's dominance has overshadowed incredible work from wrestlers who deserve recognition. Seth even reportedly said that Heyman's special counsel role has created a toxic environment where only those in the Bloodline's orbit get preferential treatment. Here's a trivia question for you. Before this Crown Jewel incident, when was the last time Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman had a major storyline together? Drop your answer in the comments below and let's see who the real WWE historians are in our community. But here's where it gets even crazier. After the initial confrontation, Heyman allegedly tried to walk away, but Seth followed him. Multiple superstars had to physically position themselves between the two men to prevent the situation from escalating further. We're hearing that Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and even a producer had to intervene. The tension was so thick that the entire backstage area went silent. People were literally frozen, watching this unfold like a car crash in slow motion. What's making this situation even more explosive is the timing. Crown Jewel is one of WWE's premium international events, and having this kind of backstage drama could have serious implications for future shows in Saudi Arabia. WWE has been building a strong relationship with that market, and internal chaos is the last thing they need going into these high-profile events. Now, let's talk about what Seth specifically accused Heyman of doing. According to our sources, Rollins claimed that Heyman has been feeding information to Roman Reigns about other wrestlers' contract situations, giving the tribal chief leverage in backstage negotiations. He also allegedly accused Heyman of manipulating storylines to make sure Roman always comes out looking dominant, even when it doesn't serve the broader roster or long-term storytelling. The most damning accusation? Seth reportedly told Heyman that he's become exactly what he used to criticize in the old WWE regime, a power-hungry manipulator who cares more about protecting one wrestler than building a sustainable main event scene. For those who know Heyman's history and his previous criticisms of WWE's booking philosophy, those words must have cut deep. Here's another question for the comment section. Do you think Seth Rollins had valid points in his confrontation, or did he cross the line? Give us your honest take, and let's get a real debate going down below. Backstage reactions have been all over the place. Some wrestlers are apparently Team Seth, agreeing that the Bloodline's dominance has gone on too long and that Heyman's influence needs to be checked. Others believe Seth was unprofessional and that personal grievances should be handled differently. There's allegedly a divide forming in the locker room, and that's never good for business. Triple H and the creative team are now in damage control mode. They've reportedly held meetings to address the situation and ensure it doesn't spiral further out of control. There's concern that if this beef continues, it could affect upcoming storylines and force WWE to make unexpected pivoting decisions with major angles already in motion. What makes this particularly interesting is Seth Rollins' history as a locker room leader. is someone who typically handles things professionally and keeps drama private. For him to explode like this publicly suggests that whatever happened pushed him past his breaking point. This wasn't a worked shoot for storyline purposes, this was legitimate frustration boiling over. Paul Heyman, for his part, has remained relatively quiet about the incident publicly. That's actually concerning because Heyman usually has something to say about everything. His silence might indicate that he knows he crossed a line, or perhaps WWE has instructed him not to add fuel to this fire. Either way, the lack of response is telling. The big question everyone's asking now, where does WWE go from here? Do they turn this into a storyline and capitalize on the real heat? Do they keep them separated and hope time heals these wounds? Or do they address it head-on and force some kind of resolution? Each option has consequences, and WWE's decision could shape the next several months of programming. There's also speculation about whether this affects Roman Reigns' position. If his association with Heyman is creating genuine backstage issues, does that impact his booking going forward? Does WWE need to distance Roman from Heyman to ease tensions? These are legitimate questions with no easy answers. The wrestling community online has absolutely exploded over this news. Social media is divided between those supporting Seth's apparent frustration and those who think he should have handled it differently. The conversation has expanded beyond just this incident to broader discussions about WWE's power structure, favoritism, and how backstage politics affect what we see on television. One thing's absolutely certain, this story is far from over. The ramifications of what happened at Crown Jewel will be felt for months, possibly years. Relationships have been damaged, trust has been broken, and the WWE locker room dynamics have fundamentally shifted. Whether this ultimately leads to better television and more compelling storylines, or creates ongoing problems behind the scenes, remains to be seen. What we do know is that Seth Rollins made a statement that nobody will forget. He drew a line in the sand and called out what he perceives as a broken system. Whether you agree with his methods or not, you have to respect that he was willing to risk relationships and potentially his standing in the company to speak what he believed was truth. So here's my final question for you. How do you think WWE should handle this situation going forward? Should they turn it into a storyline, keep it private, or something else entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure you're subscribed to Wrestling Zone Insider because we'll be following every development in this explosive situation. The war between Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman has just begun, and trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next.